The Employees' Compensation Act 1923, as amended through Amendment Act 2017. Preamble. An act to provide for the payment by certain classes of employers to their employees of compensation for injury by accident. Whereas it is expedient to provide for the payment by certain classes of employers to their workmen of compensation for injury by accident, it is hereby enacted as follows. 1. Short title, extent and commencement. 1. This act may be called the Employees' Compensation Act 1923. 2. It extends to the whole of India. 3. It shall come into force on the first day of July, 1924. 2. Definitions. 1. In this act, unless there is anything repugnant in the subject or context, a. omitted by Act 8 of 1959. B. Commissioner means a commissioner for employees' compensation appointed under Section 20. C. Compensation means compensation as provided for by this act. D. Dependent means any of the following relatives of deceased employee, namely, I. A widow, a minor legitimate or adopted son, an unmarried legitimate or adopted daughter or a widowed mother, and E. If wholly dependent on the earnings of the employee at the time of his death, a son or a daughter who has attained the age of 18 years and who is infirm, i.e., if wholly or in part dependent on the earnings of the employee at the time of his death. A. A widower. B. A parent other than a widowed mother. C. A minor illegitimate son, an unmarried illegitimate daughter or a daughter legitimate or illegitimate or adopted if married and a minor or if widowed and a minor. D. A minor brother or an unmarried sister or a widowed sister if a minor. E. A widowed daughter-in-law. F. A minor child of a predeceased son. G. A minor child of a predeceased daughter where no parent of the child is alive, or H. A paternal grandparent if no parent of the employee is alive. Explanation. For the purposes of subclause E and items F and G of subclause i.e. references to a son, daughter or child include an adopted son, daughter or child respectively.